Welcome to today's edition of Mental Health Matters. Today, we're going to be kicking the show off with talking about how to improve your mental health. As the new year start, I think it's important that we all focus on our mental health. Get you something to drink and get you a snack and come on back. Good morning, Diana. How's it going?
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, just introduce yourself and we'll just kind of, kick it out because you're not a
Oh,
stranger here.
okay. Good morning. Diana Garcia here. I work with a nonprofit or for a nonprofit and
Yeah,
help the homeless community in Placer and Nevada counties.
nice. Thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
So Dan, you had a great year last year.
I did
Yeah, two promotions.
two promotions, which is like, wow, that doesn't usually happen,
Yeah.
especially significant ones.
Yes.
Laterals happen all the time with different people, but
Yeah.
promotions, actual
Yes.
promotions. So that was pretty exciting in that regard.
Yeah. I know that's right. I know that's right. Uh, so how are you feeling just in your new role now? How's it just like helping you grow as a person and helping you to coach and uplift your team as well?
I'm really excited about this
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things that I think that I can do to improve the team and
Yeah.
also to make things a little bit more streamlined so it's not so complicated.
Yeah.
As you know, in the work that we do and the people that we work with or assist, it's hard when things are more complicated than they have to be.
Exactly.
And the struggle is tough anyway. And when we're not doing what we need to do efficiently, then it affects them, and then it affects everybody else around them. So
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to try to see if there's, and I know there's some things that we can change to make things a lot easier in the role that I have now. And now that I have somebody that's going to be doing some of the stuff that I was doing, it's going to,
Yeah.
once I train them, then things will be, it's really exciting because then I can see a lot of things that I can kind of mold and change. And we got new people hiring in, and I enjoy training and getting people excited about the work that we do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you are definitely the woman for the job, and I know you will definitely excel in this role. So,
I appreciate
congratulations.
that. I
Oh,
appreciate that. And I'm pretty vocal, so
oh yeah.
whenever we cross over,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah. Oh, I
I'm
know.
gonna tell my opinion or share my opinion,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's, and I know we'll do a lot of collaborating together, and I look forward to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we're going to talk about ways to improve your mental health for the new year. And I really thought this particular subject is relevant because there are a lot of people, just people at work, people in personal life, people that I know, just people in general who got a lot of things on their plate that, they're kind of in a space with like mental health overload. And I want to talk to you about, I'm gonna share two stories. This and one of these stories, I'm gonna try to be really careful not to say the name. But I have a friend who is currently in what you call a situation relationship. And this individual is in school, and very kind of a little bit popular. I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm trying not to like throw too much out there where people can't figure out if they see this. But anyway, This particular individual is in, relationship, whatever, and their significant other is cheating on them, so to speak. And there was a situation where they ended up the individual ended up finding out that their significant other was, you know, talking with somebody else, blah, 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 blah. And the individual doesn't know the individual that is doing the cheating per se doesn't know that the significant other knows about this. So the person that they're hiding all of this stuff in them, because they don't want to just approach their significant other to let them know, look, I know what you're doing. And their when I tell you their mental health is off the chain, off the chain. It's like a roller coaster, highs
Well,
and
can I
lows.
can I ask you this?
Hmm.
Why don't they talk to the person, their significant other, in truth and honesty, and let them know what's happening?
Because the significant other has according to them, a very nasty attitude. They really love this person, according to them, and they don't want to necessarily ruffle the feathers. And, they're
But the,
always,
but
go ahead.
that's affecting that person.
Yes, 1%, 100%. And
So
so,
how do they? Well, something's going to explode.
yeah, oh, 100%. It's, it's they are, I said highs and lows, the emotions. One day, a few days is going good. Then maybe the next day, boom, the one that is being cheated on is just causing issues because they're in their feelings about the situation, but they're scared to come forth. And I'm like, you need to let this all out because you
Yeah,
got too much
yeah.
in you. Yeah,
Especially if they don't confront
right.
that person. I mean,
Right.
even if they feel like something's going to happen, like if they're afraid of
Yeah.
how they're going to react, they could always have a neutral party in there, somebody that's significant that knows about how to, kind of de-escalate the situation. Let the person talk, but not let it get really
Yeah.
explosive.
Yeah.
Until that happens, Jesse, that person is going to be in a state of flux, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden, it's going to be a volcano
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because the lava's down there and it's just rolling and rolling and
Hmm.
rolling, and then it's going to explode. It might not necessarily be on their significant other, but it's going to spew out in their other
Yeah.
worlds,
Yeah.
in work, in other relationships, and nobody's going to know what hit them if they don't know about what's happening with that person. But that's a scary situation because it could be volatile.
Yeah, it's very scheduled, and the individual did not want to go into the new year like that. Their significant other, they supposed to bring New Year's Eve in together, just disappeared, wouldn't pick up the phone, just,
Well,
you know,
you know what's going on.
oh,
Even if you don't know, I mean, even
yeah,
if it's not, it's always
oh,
going to be that.
yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. And then show up the next day, oh, I lost my phone, and oh, then I found it. I'm like, look, you need to, hey, do you want me to, hey, I can, let me talk to both of y'all. No, 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 don't say no. And it's just, they're not going to do anything. And it's just, and I'm hearing all of this craziness, this madness. I'm trying to give advice because I know if it was me, how I would handle it. you know, and it's just, but I feel bad because now we're, into the new year, and my friend didn't want to this type of baggage into the new year, and now it's like that now.
Yeah,
But
but that's on them though.
right, right,
That's on them because they know what they need to do. They just don't want to do it.
right. The
And
dad.
it's kind of funny that you say that they didn't want to come into the new year like this. If
Mhm.
just because the calendar changed doesn't mean that all that's not going to travel back or travel forward with you
Right.
unless you talk about it or at least let that person know, I know what you're doing. If
Right.
if you're done, you're done.
Right.
If not, then I have to just accept that this is how it is. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to make that the choice if you're okay with that. Or
Yeah.
if you're not, obviously it sounds like she's not, or he.
No.
And
Yeah.
so then, it's going to continue. Just because the new year change doesn't mean that that part's not going to continue.
I agree. And the individual, my friend, they be playing little mind games too, to try and get their significant other's attention. Like they will not answer the phone, not pick up, little stuff like that, or not text back. And their significant other, that's the way to get their attention. And
No,
so,
that just makes things more volatile.
yeah, yeah, I'm like, no, just let it all out and just be done with this
Yeah,
craziness.
and let the cards fall where they're going to fall.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's a terrible situation to try to live in.
yeah.
Unless you speak in truth and honesty, it's not going to be. It's not a relationship anyway.
Right, right,
And
right.
in my opinion,
Yeah,
I mean, you have to me, you in any relationship, there has
yeah,
to be truth and honesty.
right.
And if there's not, then it's not going to be a relationship.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're a supervisor and you have to deal with certain people, some things you can't say in truth and honesty because
that's that's facts. Even though you may want to,
yeah,
but no,
but
you
you can't.
can't. You can't.
But in a personal relationship, you have to speak in truth and honesty
Yeah,
because what's the significance of it if you don't?
yeah, yeah. And I really feel bad for both parties involved, because even though my friend is the one that's pretty much being cheated on, um, the individual the significant other who is doing the cheating, I feel bad for that individual as well because they really don't know what they're doing to someone else's mental health.
Well, I think they have to know that
You
that
think they
person
know?
knows. Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah. If you're not if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know when things are changing and that something's up.
Hmm.
So he he or she knows.
Yeah.
They just know that they don't have to deal with it right now, and they
Yeah.
just continue the way that they are.
Yeah.
And the mental health on both sides is very very sad because what a way to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
even I can't even imagine living like that.
I, I know. I know it's not funny. I know me. I'm like, Josh,
No,
shut it down quick.
no.
And it's always they're always walking on eggshells and security, different things like that. My friend would tell me the other day, a significant other was at home, and you know, my friend came home or whatever, and they noticed just things. They sit things around, sit things move to see if the significant other left the house. And so they noticed that it was some water purchased because when they got up in the morning, water was not purchased. And my friend was like, well, asked, well, oh, you went and got some water. And then the significant other was like, yeah. And so the significant other was saying, well, I just went to the grocery store and get some water because we didn't have none. So my friend was like, well, normally if you do stuff like that, you would ask me, say, hey, you want something for such a place? 'Cause I'm going there. But this time they did. And my friend thought that was really odd and really strange that
But why, Jesse? Why is that odd and strange? This person's lying to you. They're
you think
cheating
so.
on you, and there's no reason to continue. I mean, they're leaving clues everywhere.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, talk
Right.
about breadcrumbs. I mean, these are bread chunks.
Right. Right. Oh my God.
It's like
Oh,
the relationship is done. It's
yeah. Yeah.
until and they have to decide what they want to do. But if they want to continue to play these charades, then they will.
Yeah.
But all the signs are there. They both know what's going on. They just haven't said it out loud. It's like the
Yeah.
elephant in the room, so to speak. They
Yeah.
know what's going on. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I knew you knew. How could you not live with somebody and be in that kind of relationship and not know what's going on. That's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible unless you're in a coma.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That is true. I get that. 'Cause especially if you living with an individual,
Oh,
you 100%
absolutely.
know. Yeah.
100% absolutely. I mean, it's a totally different relationship when you live with them. I mean, you
Yeah.
know all the nuances,
Yeah.
all the things that you do and not do, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is the signs are there, the bread chunks are there.
That's it. Not crumb, but bread chunks. Okay.
Not
Oh.
breadcrumbs or bread trunks. They're
Uh,
all over the place.
oh, that's funny. All right. So, what are some ways that a person can improve their mental health coming to the new year? Like, what
Oh,
are some ways? Just let's talk about that.
well, I know a lot of people are they focus in on that. Okay, the numbers changing, so this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So the thing is with me and how I approach the new year is it's just continuing on doing what your goals are. Maybe even just set three,
Yeah.
and just nothing significant, because I think that really hurts you if you do that, because you
Yeah.
want to fail.
Yeah.
There's just to do the little things to make something big happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in physical, everybody always talks about physical,
Uh-huh.
getting some kind of work out or something. Just even just doing walks every day. Just do
Yeah.
2 little walks a day. That helps out significantly. Do the little things that can move to the big things,
Yeah.
instead of doing, oh, I want to do this. I want to work
Yeah.
out, 10 hours a week, instead of
Yeah.
doing that big. Just
Yeah.
I'm gonna take 2 walks a day. I'll
Yeah.
I'll put it on my alarm. I'll do a couple miles in the morning, and then a couple miles or just even a mile, and just
Yeah.
build up rather than make it this massive thing. I think when you set goals like that, where you make it big, where it's not going to work and you're not going to continue, I think that's kind of hard on you
Yeah.
mentally, because
Yeah.
it's like, I did not succeed or do anything. But if you have the
Yeah.
little goals and you make them a little bit bigger, okay, I got here. Now I'm going to do this, rather
Yeah.
than setting the big big goal. But
Yeah.
that's, I mean, you want to work towards it, little steps, but don't make it the focus, the total focus. Just work on the steps.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that helps in the mental health, of how your well-being and how you're, approaching and actually succeeding, because
Yeah.
I think you have to succeed.
Yeah.
And if you don't do those little successions going up to what you actually want, then it's kind of frustrating and defeating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I look at the new year. And I think that people who put these big things, oh, I'm going to quit
Mm.
drinking, I'm going to work out,
Hmm.
10 hours a week, and they put all these big goals, which is good, but just start out small and then work up to them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that too, because I know there definitely has been an increase of people coming in the gym.
Always at
And
the beginning of in January, it's always
yeah,
packed.
yeah, oh my God, it's super packed, extremely packed. And if you haven't been living that lifestyle on a consistent basis, what tends to happen is exactly what you're saying. It's going to eventually be some form of discouragement because you done set the bar too high. When whatever the goals may be, like you said, start small, and then get it to a point where it starts to be consistent, and then add on to that consistency. You know,
Exactly, exactly. Because if you start a routine,
yeah,
the only way that it's going to be a routine is if it's consistent for 6 to 8 weeks. Then
yes,
it's something that you're ready to do and you're used to.
yes,
And then that way it's not so defeating, because it's like,
yep,
oh gosh,
right,
I don't want to go there and work out another hour.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
oh
I'm
yeah,
really sore,
yeah,
and I just want to, after work, I'm just done. And
right,
instead of just doing it, maybe once a week, but doing walks or something, and then lead into it.
yeah, yeah. I know that's been me before. That's been me where I'm like, oh, I want to go hard. and blah, blah, blah. And I get in there one day and I'll be like, oh, okay, I don't really want to be here. I go home, watch TV, and I force myself to go. And then the next day come, I'll be like, well, I'll just go tomorrow. My body need a break. And before you know it, when in fact, when that was happening to me at that time, I should have just said, you know what? Let me just do something three times a week, one time a day, something, to get my body acclimated to just kind of get in a routine. And actually I do that. If say for example, if I fall off and go to the gym, this is 100% my routine. I don't just like boom, pop back up. I got a treadmill upstairs. I do me some abs, some push-ups, go on the treadmill for a little bit, and it helps me mentally. And then the next day, I might do the same thing. So I'm gearing myself up to get in the gym. That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, it's the pre stuff.
Yes.
It's kind of like a prep cook.
Yeah.
You have to have all the preparation ready before you do this significant thing. This
Yeah.
significant. So if you have all those steps done,
Yeah.
then it'll work and everything will come together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you hit something hard and fast, it's usually going to fizzle out unless you have one of those type of personalities where you can do that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
routine is a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, and your mindset in a routine, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed
Exactly.
that when I quit smoking,
Yeah.
I had to change my routine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once you change your routine and you add, the things that you want to add in there, then it makes it a little bit easier
Yeah. I
uh,
agree.
to move towards your goal.
Yeah. I definitely agree. We talked. I shared a story about one of my friends' situation earlier today. How important is it to go into the new year with setting boundaries and moving toward getting rid of baggage? How
That's a
important is that?
that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
Um, Not only in personal, but also in business,
yeah,
in what you're doing in day to day, especially the work that we do.
yeah,
I mean, it's really huge because a lot of times we have to work with people and you're in their personal space, so to speak, of
right.
what their life is.
Hmm.
And you want to connect, but you have to have this line
Yeah,
to make sure that that you don't fall over that line.
yeah, yeah,
And it's the same thing with your personal relationships. I
yeah,
know a lot of relationships in my past, I knew that they weren't healthy.
yeah,
And a lot of times people think time, like if you've been friends with this person for 10, 15 years,
yeah,
it's like, okay, so now I want to save this. And if you can't with the boundaries that you're trying to establish, then it becomes a toxic relationship, like your friend with the
yeah,
cheating.
yeah,
It's like you're not being true to yourself.
right.
If you're not being true to yourself and not accept whatever is happening and letting those boundaries control, not letting yourself grow or hurt, then it's in your mental and it messes with you and it brings you down. You want someone
Yeah,
who's gonna help you go forward and move
yeah,
and be positive in your life. But if
yeah,
that but if that's not and you're not talking about it, then it becomes a negative thing that goes around you, a negative.
right. That
And then
is
when you
so
do
true.
that, the negative stuff starts coming in. If you
Yeah,
radiate negativity,
yeah,
negativity will follow you
yeah,
and it'll continue with the other relationships because that's what you're used to doing. But
exactly.
if you have positivity, then that's what you draw.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I see relationships and boundaries.
No, I understand that. I know myself, I've definitely had to put some parameters and boundaries in place with some people, especially for those that, maybe family or friends and people that's closer that you really love and care about. Those are the people that I think that can push your buttons a little bit more easier than somebody on the outside.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the
Man,
truth? They because they know you. Uh,
yeah,
because they know you, they've known you since the beginning, especially
yes,
siblings. Especially siblings. I mean,
yes,
that's the case in my life. I have a couple siblings that I love, care about, don't wish anything, no harm. I wish
yeah,
them the best in life. But I,
yeah,
I know that I can't have them in a relationship with me
Right.
because I know the negativity that they try to bring in and how they try to bring me down and
Yeah.
how that's their life. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, like when you walk in a room and you see that person, especially if it's a family member, and they're
Yeah.
not in a good mood or something is happening, it brings the whole room down.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
whole gathering is based on that one person or
Yeah.
two people. If they're not happy, then the
Yeah.
whole event is just boom
Yeah.
down. And you
Yeah.
have to be on the eggshells and
Yes.
you're trying to make sure and get this person, okay, what's going on? You know, then it's all about them
Hmm.
instead of whatever the occasion is.
Oh yeah.
And that's
I
just too much damn work. I mean,
let me tell you something. This is a true story. A while back, I was invited to this celebration. It was like a uh, wedding reception, just say that.
mhm.
And so I had never really met the individuals who had got married. I went with one of their family members. And so
You were
they,
the plus one.
yeah, plus one. And so the family member was telling me about, you know, the family member that got married, and they were saying like, "Oh, she got a bad attitude, and she don't like you. You're gonna know, blah 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 blah." So I'm thinking to myself like, "Well, where's all?" First of all, I'm thinking like, "Why are you telling me this? Where's this coming from?" You know, and we read, I'm just listening, and people like, "Yeah," she said, "You know, you'll know when she walk in, just watch." Da, 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 da. So we all sitting around and they had barbecued and all this stuff, people out in the back by the pool. And so all of a sudden, I just everything just like changed because
The energy.
the bride and groom, they came through the front. I was in the back, and I just hear people just coming out. Oh, such here, such. It was just, Now I'm already got a heads up by what my friend told me before we got there, and the bride walked in, and walked out back, and she just looked at because she didn't know everybody because people were inviting other people that she didn't know, and I was one
Hmm.
of the people that she didn't know. And she just looked people up and down, just had like this stinking attitude, didn't speak, walked back in there. And I was just like, oh, okay. So maybe about 15, 20 minutes later, I go in the house to get me, some water and stuff like that. So she was asking the person I came with, who is that? She was looking like, why are they here? Man, let me tell you something, Dana.
Wow.
I promise you, I stayed there for about 10 more minutes and I was up. I'm not going to deal with this crap. You're crazy. No way in the
Yeah.
world. Yeah. I'm not doing that. And everybody walking on eggshell. I'm not
No,
going to deal with that at all. I'm
no,
not dealing with that. Yeah.
it's like why have a party?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
Why have a party? Go
Yeah.
on your honeymoon. Why bring everybody else down? If it's
Yeah.
supposed to be a happy occasion, be a happy occasion.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, no,
But you know what I found over my travels is that
uh-huh.
people are like that. And when they do that, I think they're happy when they do that. It's weird
Yeah.
because it's a sense of control
Yes.
and
Yes.
controlling people will do that.
Yeah.
And so that's just crazy to me how people uh they totally they love that. They
Yeah.
love being able to be in control of a whole event, so to speak.
Yeah.
And no matter even if it's not their event,
Yeah.
to be in that control. And to me that's a mental health thing on them.
Oh,
But
100%.
but if you get sucked in it, you're talking
Yeah.
about boundaries, then
Yeah.
sometimes people don't see that. And sometimes
Yeah.
when you're in it, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Or if it's normal, especially with
Yeah.
family, you think,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is just normal what happens with
Yeah.
people." But it's not.
No, I'm not. I am
Well,
one
you
that,
hope that you get to that point where it's not normal and you
yeah.
don't have to accept that behavior.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't mean that you hate that person, it just means you don't accept that behavior. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I
And
totally
that's
agree.
okay.
Yeah. I'm one that cannot be controlled and will not be controlled. I know me. No, no way. I'm not finna ever allow somebody to put me in a situation where you just treating me like this and saying all type of crazy stuff. I got to walk on eggshells. No, my personality is a little bit too strong for that. And I'm not going to do it. That's why immediately I'm like, oh, yeah, it's time for me to go. Because I started getting triggered on the inside. I spoke and tried to be nice. And you look at, oh no, this ain't for
Oh,
me. I got to
oh,
go.
yeah,
I got to get up out of here.
especially when you see it, it's happening in real time. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get up out of here. Y'all, everybody have a nice day. Yeah, bounce.
well,
Mm-mm.
it's terrible because sometimes just for my own entertainment,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll go up to that person. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Bring total positivity in there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what a great day. It's like they have to react differently if you're like that to them.
That
They
is
can't be
true.
all snotty, or they
Yeah.
can be snotty, and it's like, okay, well, good luck on your good day, and you
Yeah.
just and sometimes that pisses people off even more, but it just brings me great joy because it's like you're not gonna bring me down.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was that was a little bit too much for me. I mean, yeah, but it's interesting. Once again, I got a heads up though.
Hmm.
I
Well,
got a
when
head.
somebody gives you a heads up like that, to me, it's like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna duck out right now.
Yeah.
I'm liking my energy right now. I don't need to
Yeah.
have all that.
Yes.
Where's the barbecue? I'll take it to go.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I was here anyway, so feed me, let me be on my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a
Uh,
horrible situation though when someone says, "Oh, by the way, this is what happened." It's like, what is that all about? Why didn't you tell me that before I accepted this plus one
right.
thing?
Yeah. You tell me when we on our way over there.
Jeez,
But they
not
ended
even a
up
heads up. What kind of friend is that?
right. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm like, no, this, I'm good on this. Um, Speaking of control, um, I feel like Dana, there needs to be accountability in order for a person mental wellness to thrive. And, sometimes there are people that lack accountability. Um,
Well, that's a lot of things that happens in the work that we do
yes,
because the only person, as my mother used to say, the only person that you can change and control is yourself.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
that person is not having accountability,
hmm
that's fine. They can live in that.
yeah,
But the boundary of that, if it
right,
bleeds over,
yeah,
that's where the problem is.
hmm
Especially if it's in if they're a client and they need to do things and they're not,
yeah,
you have to just leave it as it is because you
yeah,
can't make somebody do something.
that's true.
That's not how anything works, whether it's business in our profession or in your personal relationships. You can't make
Yeah,
anybody do anything.
yeah,
I
true.
mean, you see all that, especially when you see all these red flags and you see that there's a car accident that's ready to happen, but you can't do anything about it because they don't think there's anything wrong or they don't want to do anything about it. They're not ready to.
hmm
And if you try to push that person before they're ready, then it's not going to work anyway.
I know someone that ooh, it's a lot. So I know someone that lacked accountability in terms of relationship, platonic. And you know, they was doing a lot of stuff, just a lot of stuff. And I'm just like, whoa. And so I go to the person. I tell them like, look, you need to, hey, you need to make some changes. Like this is too much going on. And so, like you said, you can't make nobody do anything, especially when they don't see anything is wrong with their behaviors or their actions. And they continued and continued and continued. And I knew eventually that that train was going to stop. I just knew because their actions was too reckless. And when you have people with strong personalities like myself and you and other people, we're a little bit older and we've lived long enough to see things and gain wisdom and see the writing on the wall. But when you're young, a lot of times you just kind of, riding it out. And this individual ended up getting into a car accident one week.
Oh,
and then the next week they end up losing their job.
oh,
And- yeah, and you
that's the
know,
school of hard knocks. That
yeah,
is the school of hard knocks because
hmm
sometimes that's how you have to learn. Hopefully you have wise ones around you,
yeah,
just talking to you and hopefully helping you see or
yeah,
maybe seeing in a different light. But you can talk until you're blue in the face and
yeah,
stand on your head.
yeah.
And if that person doesn't see it, then they don't see it, and they have
That's
to they have to discover it in their own way. I know
exactly.
that I'm a little hard headed,
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
strong headed. I've always been that way. So
yeah,
even when the wise ones around me would say something about the things that they could see,
yeah,
I still had to do things in my own way
yeah,
and
yeah.
learn from those experiences because I call it's a learning curve.
Right, right.
Hopefully it's nothing significant that's going to hurt them as far as their mental health, where there's a breakdown in the mental health or their
Yeah,
physical, something physical in getting hurt. Hopefully that never happens to somebody for them to learn what's happening, what they really want in their life. But as we both know, people have free will, and I use that
mhm,
word a lot when I'm working my with my personnel. It's like they have
yep,
free will. I
yeah,
understand that you're seeing these things, but they don't see that yet.
right.
So they have free will.
Hmm.
Hopefully they'll discover it. Not, you brought it to their attention. Hopefully that plants the little seeds. I always think of them as little seeds. And
Yeah,
then when they see it, maybe something will grow with that
yeah,
and maybe bring that epiphany to them if hopefully.
yeah.
But a lot of times people will be on the same train, even though it's going to crash. They'll be on this train for a long time, but
Hmm.
hopefully they have at least the seeds or the tools to maybe get out of that wreckage once it happens. But that's all we can do is just plant those seeds.
Yeah, and me personally, I don't feel because I'm very close to the individual, I don't feel the need to even help them.
Mm.
Because I know people and this individual in particular, and this needed to happen exactly the way that it happened. Now your car note 800, close to $800 a month. You can't pay that. You can't pay your car. So now the stress level is on the roof. You went on interviews, you thought you were gonna get a job, you were so no job. And I told the person, I said, you know, just as much uh time that you put into the things that you was doing that brought you to this point, sometimes the lesson has to linger in order for you to learn. Because,
Absolutely.
and I said for you, if you get a job right now and able to pay your bills, I said it's not going to teach you anything because you're going to go right back to doing what you're doing because I see the signs. I see what you're doing now. And so there it is. I mean, the stress is up there. And of course, I don't want anything to happen to the individual, but I don't feel obligated to support financially. I
Well,
don't
it's not your obligation.
it's not going to be my obligation.
Well, I mean, it's not your obligation.
Yeah.
It's their plan, and then they're working. If it
Mhm.
fails, it fails.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it's really hard, especially when those individuals look at you and say, "Well, can you help me?" Not, and it's like I can help you. I'll guide you, but financially, you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
knew what was going to happen if you went down this path. And sometimes it's hard because you have to
Yeah.
say no to that part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And but it's like I'm here. I'll listen. If you want opinions or guidelines, I can help you with that. But I
Yeah.
can be a sounding board too. And that's something that sometimes that's really hard for me is to be a sounding board
Yeah.
because they just want to talk, but they don't want to
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah.
So that is really hard for me.
Yeah.
But I have to know that some people just need to. That's how they need to work it out, and however long it's going to take, they're not
Yeah.
looking for how to change it. They just want to sound off.
Hmm.
But the thing is with me, as far as boundaries, I'll only leave it for a certain time. It's like, okay, well, I heard what you said, and you know what my opinion is. We don't have to go over that again, but
Right. Yeah.
I hear you. You can talk to me anytime, but now we need to move on to something else because we know what's happening,
Yeah.
and let
Yeah.
them know that, it's okay. But the thing
Yeah.
is not to take it in
Yeah.
as far
Yeah.
as your boundary. And see, that was always a hard thing for me because I was always a fixer.
Me
It's like
too. Me too.
it's
100,
like
100%. Yes.
yeah. So you got to put that line down and just say, I hear you, I feel for you, I'm here anytime, but I can't do that for you. You will do that. You will figure it out. I know you will.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
encourage,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the
So,
school of hard knocks is hard, but it has to be done. Otherwise, they don't learn anything.
yeah.
I see it in my own family where I've had nephews and nieces that have never had to do anything and they've always been done for. And
Yeah.
now that they're adults, they're not they're not contributing adults because of what they did not learn, which is not
Yeah.
fair. But in that time when they were being molded and sculpted, so to speak, it's like, you know what, you perhaps you should try it this way rather
Yeah.
than giving into their every will and need,
Yeah.
or wants. It's like oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, okay, and now they're bearing the fruits of those labors of nothing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you have unproductive, young people that don't know anything because everything's been handed to them,
Yeah.
as we see in the community that we work with too. They're
Yeah.
used to having that, instead of assisting, it was done,
Yeah.
and so they're not used to having any accountability, uh,
Crazy.
and the boundaries of what, oh well, just give me. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not how life works.
Yeah. Exactly. 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 Yeah. It's interesting to me where, um, and I get the free volition, free will, and all of that. And I get that we cannot, tell people what to do or control people or force people to do what we feel they should do. And I do think the school of knocks is necessary because that's how we got some of our wisdom and life lessons, and things like that. And but I think like when we was growing up, it was a little bit different. The
Well, I think of it this way, Jesse. I think of it this way. The way I think about those things that happen is that as things happen, and I think it's great to succeed. It's great
Yeah,
to everybody get a trophy and all of that. But if
yeah,
it's not real and it's
mm,
just because you're breathing, you get it.
yeah,
I don't think that helps anybody,
uh-huh,
uh, because you're not really working towards that trophy. Everybody's getting
exactly,
it. So
exactly.
I think I have, even though it's been hard, the school of hard knocks, I think you learn more from I hate to call them failures, but they're not
Yeah,
failures. They're lessons. I call them
hmm
lessons.
hmm
Okay. When something happens to me personally, and so it's like, oh my gosh, this happened to me. Okay, what do I need to learn from this?
hmm
Looking at a learning rather than a failure. And
Yeah,
and to stress that with whoever you're mentoring or whoever you're talking to.
yeah,
This is not a failure. This is a learning. What do you
yeah,
need to learn? And
yeah,
especially if it happens over and over again, it's like maybe you're not learning the lesson that someone's trying to teach you.
yeah, yeah,
It's a lesson, not a
yeah,
failure.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree with you with that. I think, um, it's just, I don't know. I have some interesting people that I know, and even family members, and just things like that. I um I know a situation, I'm not because this is fairly recent, but I know a situation where um someone was picked up, arrested for attempt murder.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, the individual that was arrested, I'm almost 100% sure, and I wasn't there, that this individual did not do this. Okay. It just, you don't really know people, but just based off the person's character, just their lifestyle, you know, but their close family member, um, has those characteristics to do something like that, and the family member had or has a gun. And so when this person was arrested, of course, I got a calls and whatever. And my first thought was, oh, he didn't do that. That's right. But the family member, because him and the family member is close. That family member has something to do with that. Now, the family member that we think did it, that has the gun, that has access to a gun, they ain't been nowhere around. They
Of course
normally
not.
come around, huh?
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, nobody's really heard from the family member, and the individual that's currently incarcerated, they have total peace. They're telling people, look, I'm gonna be fine, trust me. Like I've been getting updates. They're saying I got 100% peace because I ain't did nothing. So I could read between the lines. Yeah, yeah, and I'm so
But the thing is when you get to that justice and you're in that incarceration, even though they might be innocent,
yeah,
if it's circumstantial or if it
yeah,
looks like they, because when you're in the world of law and you have to prove,
yeah,
that just the circumstance could prove that it was you, and
yeah,
you could be. I mean, look at all the people who are incarcerated
yeah,
that were not the actual perpetrator, and
yeah,
then they get that resolved with DNA or whatever later
yeah,
on. But
yeah.
I mean, I can't believe this person that's incarcerated is not bringing that other person to light.
100%. I would single out Mariah Carey.
I don't think that I would go to prison for anybody for
No,
murder,
no, no, not at
especially
all.
murder. I
Not at
mean, that's
all.
your life is done if you're
Yeah,
convicted of murder. You're a
yeah,
felon, even
yeah,
if you get out. You're a
yeah,
felon for the rest of
yeah,
your life.
yeah, yeah.
And if you
And they
truly
just,
did not do it, I mean,
right.
I'd be, hey man, take a look over here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the person who has the gun. This is, I mean, I know there's a certain loyalty with family and friends, and you're called a snitch or whatever, but why would you want to pay the time for something you didn't commit?
Exactly.
And if you are doing that, then that's really scary. Uh,
Uh-huh.
that you would do that because you're not living in your truth and honesty, and that's going to destroy you. And you
Yeah,
talk about mental health and physical health and everything else that's destroyed because of that.
yeah,
I don't know how somebody gets that much control over you.
yeah.
I don't understand that.
Neither do I. I would have been singing. I would have been told it all. I would have let them
Uh,
know.
yeah, I don't do. Does this person have something else over their head? I don't
I don't know. I know that their family is stressed out
Well,
because they know he ain't do
the
it.
family should be there with letting them know, no, and it's not this guy. Check out this guy.
Yeah,
This is where you're gonna find the
yeah,
evidence. Check this person out. It's not
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And
It's
are they at least rallying against this guy, who's incarcerated?
what they are rallying, they're supporting the person that's incarcerated. Yes, they're sending money, accept the phone call.
No. I'm talking about with the cops and whoever are investigating.
Uh, it's kind of like a hush, hush. You know,
To
we're
me,
gonna
I would if
we're
I
gonna
was
see what
going
happens.
if I was in jail or getting ready to be incarcerated, and these people that are around me did not, so they give me money, BFD.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean nothing.
right,
That's not support.
right,
To me, that's supporting the guy that probably did it.
right, right,
You're
right,
not supporting me. I'd be like, wait a minute, hello,
right, right,
hello, that's not me. It's this
right.
guy over here. Why aren't you guys throwing this person to the authorities to say, hey, check out this person? So
Yeah,
you're letting me get, some crackers in jail.
yeah,
It's BFD.
yeah.
That is not
Oh,
support.
yeah,
Oh, I would be upset.
yeah, yeah. Live it for sure. Yeah, that whole situation is a hot mess.
Oh,
It is a
that's
hot
a
mess.
oh, I can't even imagine
Yeah,
being in, with that some, especially somebody I was close to,
yeah,
having that going through that. That would just be horrible,
yeah, yeah,
especially when you know that they didn't do it.
yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, it's just interesting to me. That's why once again I'm one of those people that I've learned. I used to like you. I used to be a fixer and a doer, and
No,
but
that's what
I'm
it's what happens how you grow up and what position you are in the family line, so to speak.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what happens. And
yeah,
to try to unlearn that as an adult is hard.
yeah,
But as we talked about boundaries, you have to have those boundaries
yeah,
because if you don't have those boundaries, then it people take advantage of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to accomplish with that person.
yeah.
So it's you can't fix everything.
No, you can't. But I've learned to focus on myself a little bit more. And that was a struggle for me. That was a struggle. Um, because I always like, oh, let me help this person. Let me, and then even to the point, because I love shopping. I love clothes and shoes. Even to the point,
Shoes, man, you're the shoe man.
a little bit, a little try. So but even when I would go shopping, I would like back then I would feel bad. I'd be like,
Really?
I would feel bad on spending money on myself and not helping somebody else. And so I had to get out of that thinking real quick.
Yeah.
Um, because
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
I mean, you work hard, why not?
right,
If that's what you like, then why not?
X
And
facts.
it's hard. I totally get that because as a good friend told me one time, you cut off your nose to spite your face when you're trying to help somebody else. You're not
Hmm.
helping by, taking away from you that to make you suffer because this
Right.
person needs something, but that's how
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of see that now. I know when I had my own business and it was a really lucrative business. And my friends at the time, which I could kind of see, but I kind of looked at it in a different way. My little sister had three little kids, and the husband left and left him with nothing and just
Um,
left, no support. On the social services and everything else, but that's necessarily not enough for, what you need, especially young kids
yeah.
as they need things, like clothes and formula and diapers and stuff like that. So my mom and dad and I, we basically, helped them, all four of them actually. And
Yeah.
I think about it, and at the time, my my friends at the time, they're just like, why are you doing that? You should be investing in this, and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they are my investment. They're my kids basically.
Yeah.
That is my future. That is my investment.
Yeah.
And I mean, which was true at the time, and it still is true at a certain point. But I didn't have those boundaries, which I probably should have did for me too.
Yeah.
I could have did both, but I didn't. I was all in.
Yeah.
And but I don't regret it, but it's still things would be a lot different in my life right now if I would have done the things that were coached to me at the time with the different people that had, the foresight to see what was going to happen in my future. Because at the
Yeah.
time I was not worried about it because it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. And as we know, the economy changes and different things change in our life.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll start doing this, and which is
Yeah.
totally okay. But those boundaries,
Yeah.
and as I say now to the people in my life that I love, it's like, remember to put that mask on first.
Yeah.
As the pilot says, put the mask on first, because if you
Yeah.
don't, they're not going to be able to assist the people that you love, and
Yeah.
that's 100% true.
Yeah. That is true. There's definitely some truth to that. You can't help somebody unless you're able to help yourself first. You got to be the best version of yourself to be able
Exactly,
to.
and not feel bad about it.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
know
mean,
that now.
as you said, with your three closets of shoes, it's like it's okay if you love
Yeah,
love.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely okay with that now because I've learned through the years, like you said, people's gonna do them. When people have that mindset that they're gonna just do them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let me be clear. But when they refuse to lack accountability, they lack the ability to even receive verbal support, or when they just on that one tunnel train, like, nope, nothing's gonna stop me. I'm gonna do it. Nothing's wrong with this. This is my life. Can't control me. You can't tell what to do. Okay, well, let me step on back and see how this.
Exactly.
Let me
And
step on back.
and you want that. You want them to be honest. And it's like,
Right.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Oh, I thought you were supposed to text me, Max. I'm waiting for you to
oh,
text me.
oh, I was gonna say,
Oh, he have been. This is crazy.
you
So
got
I'm
a
on my
text?
phone. Okay. Well, Dana, as you know, let's see. We can go. Me and you, we could just go. We could
It's
just
like,
go.
okay, you two. Did they text? Hey, you two, you guys need to stop talking.
No, he just texted me numbers, but something's wrong with my phone because I'm not getting text message. It didn't even come
Uh-oh.
up.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. But thank you, Dana. And as usual, as always, I enjoyed talking with you and doing the show with you. And yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. We both like to talk, so
yes, we do. And we have good
we have
conversations.
opinions, and we have lots of opinions.
Lots of opinions. Yeah. Man, you can rule the world.
I wish they'd give us the keys because we would.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, thank you. Let me get off. That's it for this edition of Mental Health Matters. If you enjoyed this particular show, if you would like a DVD copy of this show, or if you would like to be a guest on our show, please dial 916-366-4600. Thank you.